Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. Going to be checking out an awesome game for you here today. Let's have a look at it. So up the top left side of the map is going to be Mr. HyuN. He is 26 years of age from South Korea, plays for Team Rocat, and his opponent down the bottom right side of the map, who's getting into the gas. I don't know if that's super early gas, but yeah, it's not too bad. I think it's fairly standard timing actually. Is Mr. TaeJa, 19 years of age from South Korea, plays for Team Liquid, and he's really made a huge impact for just being 19 years old. Although I will say that a lot of the best players in Starcraft 2 are younger than their 20s, and then the rest of them are older than their 20s, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. So there we go. Barracks coming down. We've got an expansion coming down. Hatch before pool. And pretty standard stuff coming out for both these players. Yeah, so nothing really to talk about too much. Got a fast Reaper coming out for Mr. TaeJa. Going to go over there and do some scouting. And yeah, I don't really know what else to really talk about. The only thing I really mentioned is the map analysis I did, which theoretically has been done over a week ago in terms of actual viewing time, but only yesterday in terms of casting time. So not sure I can really say much more about that, other than if you did like it and you do want to see more of that, if you want me to do the 2v2, 3v3 and 4v4 maps for the Blizzard map pool, then definitely leave me a comment. I'm not planning on doing them just, you know, unless people really want me to do them. So if you do, then definitely give me a comment and let me know which one of them you want me to do. And yeah, other than that, not really doing a whole lot. Go on, select the damn thing. There we go. This Reaper gets, looks like it has got one kill, and it looks like that kill is actually a worker. So did manage to snipe a worker in there. Very nice job by TaeJa. And the Ling's actually running for it. Oh, just manages to save that second worker. And the Reaper is not going to get another chance to kill a worker, I don't think. The Queen is going to be chasing it the hell out of there. Second Reaper coming up. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen right here. They're trying to hit the Queen, but there's just too much damage being done to the poor Reapers, and they are going to have to just get the hell out of there. And yeah, come around again. So there's it's not really much other news going around. I mean, I do one of these every day. It's not like stuff changes that much every day. So trying to find things to talk about at the start of the game, a little bit hard, but these Reapers are keeping it entertaining, at least. There we go, jumping up the top side. There should still be one Queen up here for them to chase. Might get to kill a Ling or two. Another Ling does go down. Having a go at the Queen, very ballsy here, but all three Queens coming around, and they're going to have to back off once again with a very low amount of health. Come in here, but there are two Queens. Ling speed just about to be finished. Looks like TaeJa is going for a lot of fast stuff, going for a bit of fast harassment actually. The Overlord, of course, does see everything here, and it is going to see a tech lab being built on this barracks, would be my guess. So yeah, if there is a tech lab coming down for the starport, which of course we're not sure of yet, but looks like, yes, there we go, there's the tech lab, and he doesn't seem to care that HyuN has an Overlord there. He's going for it anyway, and it's obviously not a surprise harassment. It's just a, you know what, I'm going to send all these units against you, you better have something to deal with it harassment. And HyuN is going to have to get a few spore crawlers up to deal with that, but this is nothing we haven't seen before from 100 different players so far in the game. So we will have to see if anything crazy happens later on in the game. I'm assuming it will. First two Hellions coming out, they're going to join these three Reapers in attacking the Queens and getting terribly mauled and running away, which is basically what's been happening. The Queens continuing to move out, and TaeJa almost losing a Reaper there. Obviously was not expecting the Queens to be that far out, but now the Queens are, and they're going to have to be very wide. Coming around, might be able to snipe one of the Queens if he really pushes in there, but I don't think it's going to happen. Two Hellions, he's left them back there to watch for the rest of this gate, because he is not gating that off as fast as he possibly could. He's waiting for the other two Hellions actually, but once he sends these two out and this Overlord should be able to spot them coming. Then those Lings can just run in and do whatever sort of damage they want. But he's actually going to pull everything back. One Reaper down. Where's the other Reaper? It's over here. I thought it had died, but it's just doing a bit of a scout. And the Banshee's starting to come in. There's a whole bunch of Queens. Cloak not even nearly done. And the Banshee goes down. So quite a serious mistake from Mr. TaeJa early on. Just not paying attention to where his Banshees were. Not paying attention to the Cloak timing. It's fair enough to send a Banshee out that early, but when you see a whole bunch of Queens, you better be prepared to run out early on because, yeah, I mean, you got no Cloak, you got nowhere to hide, so very, very nasty stuff there. And now with these Lings over here, which I'm just waiting to see run at the third base, is basically, yeah, TaeJa's harassment has been knocked back quite severely. He's building 2 barracks, and it looks like he is transitioning into the bio mid-game, which Terran players all know and love. And HyuN at the same time going to be going for his Muta Ling play, starting to get the upgrades going, got a very, very decent amount of workers. Nothing crazy has happened in this game so far, with the possible exception of that Banshee just being torn apart by Queens, which you usually don't see, but yeah, that's fine. And this Overlord is going to be there for quite a while, because the only way TaeJa can get rid of that is by scanning or by getting an air unit. Although he will actually have medevacs coming out fairly soon, so one of those guys should be able to do something here. Creep spread is starting to look very nice. Overlords, of course, accentuating that as well. And Overseers as well, and just knocking down absolutely everything. The Spire is still coming out. That thing takes freaking forever to build. But here we go. A lot of Hellions, a lot of Reapers coming over here, looking to do a last hurrah to see if they can make something happen. They're going to be extremely good at destroying creep, and here we go. HyuN taking advantage of the situation, and it's going to have to be some snappy micro to keep those Marines alive, which of course there is. Ling's going to finish off trying to get some supply depots, do get scared away by the Hellions, which of course take about 2 seconds to get back to the main base, since they are very, very fast units, but does give HyuN enough time to start getting some mutas out. I don't think he was really too worried about that stuff anyway. Oh man, always sleepy. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with her diet or something like that. It's just always seemed to be tired. And let's have a look at the upgrades. So HyuN nearly finished 1-1. TaeJa has finished 1-1, going for 2-2 now. We've also got air upgrades coming up. Air level 1 has just been started, which is very, very nice. Overlord speed, yep, that is out there as well, which is fairly good. Let's get the zoom going. Let's follow these guys. Looks like it's just going to be an expedition to kill some creep over here. Looks like that's going to be fairly successful. And yeah, not much else going on. We do have the rocks knocked down here. And yeah, not a lot. So he's going to have to find another way around. Perhaps moving up the left side, but HyuN is definitely aware of that, and he's actually got a 4th base coming up here, so he's assuming that TaeJa knows about that 4th base, which in fact he does. So yeah, he's going to be mobilizing his forces to defend that, and we've got a nice force over there. There's the scan going down. TaeJa knows where HyuN's army is, and HyuN knows that TaeJa knows where HyuN's army is. So HyuN is just going to sit there, and TaeJa just got to fall back because he does not want to run into that mess right there. So he's just going to back off. He sees exactly how many forces there are. Going to get a ton more barracks, a ton more workers. 77 over 65. He's looking very, very good. I mean, you don't need too many more workers than that. 65 is a very decent number to have. And he just needs to get those barracks up so he can get the insane amount of Marines that he really needs to, like 10 plus Marines at a time. Definitely a requirement. We've actually got a 5th base. Well, this was already been here. This has been here for quite a while. So HyuN going for an insane amount of expansions. I don't think he needs them for mining, but they definitely will help for the macro, for the production of units. And we will see what exactly happens here, because TaeJa is definitely ahead on the upgrade route here. 2-2 just about to finish, as well as vehicle level 1. HyuN has just started on a few of his upgrades, a flying attack and ground armor. Ground weapons is pretty well along. Here we go. Widowmine starting to get down there, and it's going to be very, very typical TvZ going on right here. A lot of Banelings coming in. If we can get a good Widowmine hit off them, That will be sensational. HyuN just trying to tease out some stuff here. TaeJa trying to tease out some stuff here. Oh, the Widow Mine's getting some great hits off. And there's a nice attack here as well. It didn't really do too much. Here we go. HyuN moving in once again. He's going in for the major kill right here. Widow Mine's doing a fantastic job. Muta's taking some hits. Bailing's taking a lot more hits. And TaeJa does survive that onslaught very, very nicely. You can see this huge reinforcement chain over here. He's got some Thors coming out as well. Still got some Hellions and Banshees. And for now, it looks like TaeJa is pulling ahead quite nicely. HyuN backing off, doesn't have enough ground forces to deal with this, and does lose his 4th/5th base. I think that technically that's his 5th base. So a nice victory, and the Muta's coming out in the middle of the reinforcement line, but still too many Marines for them to comfortably move in and start owning that stuff. So for now, HyuN's just got to fall back. He doesn't have a lot of plays he can make against TaeJa because TaeJa only has 3 bases. If he had 4 bases, then the 4th base would have a target on it right now for those Mutas, but there is no 4th base. So he's got to try and get either the army hitting them on the sides or trying to turn around, get the main, get the 3rd in some way. But it's very, very hard for HyuN to try and get that stuff working so far. But we will see. We'll see exactly what happens here. Moving in, TaeJa being very, very aggressive, but HyuN has had time to build up his forces once again, and the Baneling is going to be just outside scan range, building up 17 more Banelings. So HyuN definitely has enough Banelings, I feel like. Just needs to make sure he can get him into position right now. It's going to be a great play from here because, of course, he can just flank so hard off this top ramp if they move down. There we go. The first wave of Banelings coming in. Actually do get quite a lot of damage considering how much ground they had to cover. I thought TaeJa might shut them down a little bit beforehand, but there we go. Another group of Marines going to get shut down. And more Marines just getting shut down. HyuN doing some really, really great attacks on these forces. Really a good, efficient Baneling use in that engagement right there. And now moving in and manages to hold off TaeJa from that side. The main army going to be running back. He's going to give chase. Could probably snipe a Thor there. Oh, manages to lift it off. Very, very nice job. But the Mutas are continuing to harangue these forces. The Thor is going to go down here. Oh, yes, there it goes. A couple of Marines going down. And the 4th base, which is moving out, going to be in some trouble. We're also got a nice attack here. Not many forces from TaeJa, but enough to kill that relatively undefended 5th base right there. And the Mutas killing quite a lot of workers, and TaeJa may have split his forces up a little bit too much. And HyuN is just moving forward, doing a really, really great job. Overwhelming all this stuff. A lot of workers going down. The 3rd base is going down. And TaeJa is absolutely crippled right here. He really needed these extra forces down there. He really just needed a little bit more macro. But HyuN, with the early 5th base, I think just absolutely outdid himself as far as having the forces necessarily to get the job done. And just sweeping down the right-hand side, did such a beautiful job. And the fact that there were forces out here of TaeJa that weren't available to sort of drive away the main attack really, really did cost him quite a bit. So he's trying to macro his way back in the game, but I really don't think it's going to happen. I think HyuN has got this one. He just needs to finish it off right here, and I'm quite sure he's going to be doing that in the next minute or so. So this base is going to be wide open. There's a small group of forces here, which TaeJa will try and hold off as best he can. But, I mean, HyuN defeated a force 3 times this size scant minutes ago, and he is almost fully maxed out once again. So I think he's going to easily just completely overrun these guys. So yeah, there we go. Moving on in, and TaeJa is going to be only minutes away from giving the GG right there. Mutas are taking a fairly decent amount of damage. A decent Widowmine hit on them, and the Thor went nuts as well. But in the end, it just was not enough. There's far too many Mutalists on the map, and more than enough to keep the Lings in there to do the extra damage they need to do. The Planetary, unfortunately, will get destroyed. Nothing that TaeJa can send at these forces is going to knock those Mutas away. He is building 11 Marines at once, which is quite phenomenal given how badly his macro was mauled very recently. But yeah, that could have been nasty right there if the Mutas had all gone down. But that's one thing that you never want to do in Mutaling, is lose your Mutas. Lings, fine, they all die, it's all good. But if you lose your mutas, then you're in a horrible, horrible, horrible position. But HyuN has done a great job at keeping his mutas alive. He's getting level 3 attack on him. He's getting a whole bunch of link upgrades as well. 3-3 and the Zergling attack speed. Excuse me. Still just, so sleepy. And there we go. Muta's gonna knock down these rocks. Gonna just have another avenue to go in there and start wrecking TaeJa's world. TaeJa consistently trying to build up forces. He has knocked up a fair amount of workers, which is not bad, but I think it's basically just HyuN has just been making sure he gets everything necessary before he goes in there and starts rocketing it. And we have to remember that because TaeJa has so many less workers, that this number 107 is actually a lot stronger than it actually looks. So there we go. Moving in, scaring away this base once again. The Banelings will probably not be able to finish off this force. I don't think so. But the Muta's able to take out the command center, or at least knock it back. And TaeJa does give the GG. So he could only lose this position so many times before he started getting to the point where he just could not afford to support his army anymore. And I guess that was just the last straw. The Mutas are coming in, and basically he just had nothing left. So he gave the GG. Expecting that GG for the past 5 minutes, but TaeJa did hold on for as long as he could. And in the end, HyuN was just victorious. And I mean, really fast 5 bases. One of the fastest 5 bases I've ever seen from any player, really. I mean, you always see fast 3 bases and occasionally fast 4, but HyuN just went out with that 5th base a lot earlier than I would have expected, and really gave him just an incredible amount of macro and micro. And that's it. Great game from Mr. HyuN, and thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned for that.